Jesse Jackson. Look at that, Jesse. Okay. All right. Yeah. You're not going to do a stage dive, are you? I mean, All right. So, listen.
I'm nervous.
You're nervous? Why? You've never done this? It's been a while?
Fake news.
Fake news? But listen, I meant what I said. I was watching that Saturday, and I was like, you know who I got to hear on this is you. You worked alongside, of course, Martin Luther King. You were there at the moment of the assassination. And this seemed like, I mean, his quote, it's the letter from the Birmingham jail. I'm sure you know it better than all of us. He once said, and I thought it was apropos to this situation, he said, I have almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's great stumbling block is not the Ku Klux Klaner, but the white moderate who is more devoted to order than to justice.
The context of that was those who hypocritically are embarrassed by behavior that's ugly, will vote in other directions. For example, there are those who decried Trump's non-statement about Charlottesville.
Right.
But they also voted for Jefferson Beauregard Sessions to be Attorney General.
Jefferson Beauregard, right, the Attorney General. Named after Jefferson Davis and the General, the Confederate General.
That's right.
Beauregard.
There are those who are against Trump's statements, but then vote to shift health care money from the poor to wealth care for the rich.
Right.
They're moderate. They're nice guys. They don't like to be, they're embarrassed, but they're not change agents. Dr. King said we need change agents, not just people who are embarrassed because that's personal.
You know, we saw these people marching, and they were not wearing the hoods. They were carrying the tiki torches and the sometimes Nazi flags, shouting horrible things. But we saw their faces, and in this day and age, you can match those faces. We could look these people up and probably get them fired at their jobs. Is that a wise thing?
Well, they feel emboldened. They feel they have protection from the White House.
Right.
And that is a lot of strength to have. Today, Arpaio, the sheriff of Arizona, was pardoned in spite of his record on immigration, in spite of his racial profiling. And so they feel protected by the president. And so when you put more focus on being a fan of David Duke than Heather Heyer, that says something about the climate in the country that's poisonous, and we deserve much better.
I read a poll that said 45% of Trump fans, his voters, think that whites are more discriminated against. They are the most discriminated against. And Christians are the religion that's most discriminated against. 54% said that. You got to have a special kind of chip on your shoulder as a white Christian to think you're the one who got dealt a bad hand.
There may be something else going on, though. Really, 78% of Americans, 78% live paycheck to paycheck. 51% make $30,000 a year or less. There's a deep sense of anxiety where we've globalized the economy without any sense of care for these persons. They feel locked out, and they start scapegoating. Well, my problem is the Muslims are coming. My problem is the Jews are coming. And so they are being exploited, but there's tremendous economic anxiety that must not be ignored.
Okay, let me ask you about some other issues that are in the news. Colin Kaepernick, I want to know what you think about that, because first of all, I predict he's going to get picked up by a team. It's becoming too big. He's actually not a bad player. And
the fact of the matter is he should have the right to express himself. He's not burning a flag. He's not hustling drugs to teammates. He's not shooting people with guns. Jackie Robinson once said that he would not salute the flag nor sing the national anthem because he felt it was not protecting him. That's Tommy Smith and John Carlos at the Olympics showing their fists.
Right.
That's Ali saying, I will not go to the war because...
Muhammad Ali, right, did not go.
You know, and so there's a lineage of athletes who've taken their stands. That is, the reason athletes get all of this super money today, because Kurt Floyd said he would not be sold. You had the right to sell him. So all the free agents that come from a guy who stood up. So maybe the Kaepernick is that one guy who stands up. He should not. The owners have colluded. They have decided to not let him play, and he should have the right to play and express himself at the same time.
And it just seems so mean-spirited. I mean, considering how black people have been treated in this country, the whole stadium should get on their knee for the national anthem.
Well, I think that the silence of the Players Association is a kind of betrayal. They're too silent in light of what they face. They always face some issue that affects them personally, but never quite as noble as the issue of Kaepernick. He's saying that blacks are shot down and it was lied about until the cameras exposed it. He said it's not right. When you look at the case of Trayvon Martin killed and the killer walks free. Look at the case in Ferguson, Missouri, and the killer walks free. Somebody says Black Lives Matter. He says it's not right. We deserve equal protection under the law. We should honor Kaepernick.
But here's my last question to you. I agree with that, but Steve Bannon, who just left the White House, his exiting statement was, I hope the Democrats keep pursuing identity politics. Race is a loser for them. They play that card, and we're going to kill them in the next election. What do you say to that?
Well, Hillary put
Have the Democrats played identity politics too much?
No, we live in a multiracial, multicultural society. Hillary won by 3 million votes. Trump lost by 3 million votes. When the Republicans want to embrace the statutes of Confederates who engaged in secession and slavery and segregation and sedition, that's identity politics. When they have no regard for the rights of immigrants, they will build a wall between us and our next door neighbor, Mexico. They suggest that a federal judge who's Mexican cannot dispense justice. That's identity politics. And so we fight for gender politics and race politics. We fight for multiracial, multicultural society, and it's the right thing to do.
Thank you for coming here, Rev.